Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a healthy empath, and I just like having these little talks and the way I feel about things. As soon as I did that, something went goopy on the driver's side eye. Anyway, I haven't mentioned this. What kind of hippie would I be if I didn't recognize and give Ram Dass a howdy? Thank you, sir. Appreciate your contribution to Source at this time. At 88 years old, he passed on to solar system where our souls go and hang out with our same freak tribe, making up novas and whatever, whatever is your spirit is drawn to, and just creating the beautiful constellation of the cosmos. That's what our spirits do, our souls do. And his Ram Dass, a man named Ram Dass, far be it from me to spoil it for you. Go on and find your own path of recognition to him. He is a good man, and he had a lot of experience with expanding your mind, and because men like him, kids like me, got to ride the bus, and at an early age, I rode the bus the first time when I was, I'll let you look that up, what that means. There's not algorithms to pick this up, slang and AI, because a lot of the kids that are creating it don't know the jargon that us old hippies used to talk it. So it's like talking in code that algorithms can't pick up. So the first time I rode the bus, I was about 15, and woo, I expanded my mind, to the point that I've always known that I was just a spirit having a human experience. That just solidified or vaporized that, actually. It did the opposite. It solidified that. It actually made that to it just verified it is all it did. And then once you know of what your mind can do and the things that you can see, all that does is put your mind in a frequency, a vibration. All the stuff that you see when you're riding the bus, it's still there. You have the power to create that at any time, Yeah, the bus driver helps, hanging out with Alice in Wonderland and whatnot. But anyway, he also wrote a lot of great books too, and I recommend you. He was 88 years old. He was in Maui, Hawaii. The little excerpt that I read, and on the 22nd, my grandma died on the 23rd. It's a big portal. I look at every beginning and then every end as timelines. Everything's a timeline. Everything has a shelf life. You and me, tile glue. Everything has a shelf life, but there's no endings, even with people. That's what's cool, and that's what more and more people are coming to the realization is, that as soon as you take your last breath, it's alchemy. It's your spirit. It goes out to the solar system, and then people are coming back like that, because things are about to get good. Things are about to get good on this planet. It ain't all love and light, homies. It ain't all love and light. Because first, for things to get good, things are going to get real uncomfortable for people. And how that manifests is whatever you tell yourself that you're afraid of, or that whatever worst fears that you have, whatever you keep your crappy job for to keep from happening and stuff like that, it's all going to start happening. So just think of things that are only going to benefit you at this time, Of course, there is a thing called karma. There's a lot of people that have gotten away with a lot of things, low vibrational behaviors. All that earth stuff, all that stuff that bound you to earth, Shiny cars, expensive restaurants, vacations all over the world in your private jets. A lot of planes are freaking crashing. I don't know. I wouldn't be flying all over the place all the time right now. I wouldn't be a jet setter at this point in time until things get settled down. But was it yesterday's human resonance was evidently literally off the charts. It wasn't reading. It was all just white noise, you know, and that tells me, see, because we all have positive and negative in us. And when there's, it's just like when people get sick all the time in winter. I rarely get sick. I used to be able to say, I never get sick, and then I got so freaking sick, I don't say that anymore, you know? So I rarely get sick, and I've been sick once in probably the last 15, 17 years, and I worked in Corp USA and hospitals, and just all kinds of freaking, went to all kinds of meetings and stuff with all kinds of different people, jails, things like that. I mean, I was all over the place, still don't get sick, because, I don't know, but a lot of people get sick because they keep their temperature so hot, then they go outside, and if it's freezing outside, that's harder that your body's working, the greater the temperature difference. So keep it close to the inside of your house, just a little bit warmer than ambient air. You won't get sick very often, you know. And of course, just a lot of people get sick just because they're dirty, filthy pigs, and they don't ever wash their hands. A lot of dudes don't freaking wash their hands after they go to the bathroom, and it's just, people are gross. And the people that people are comfortable, behavior that people are comfortable with is just really, and it don't matter your economic background or how much money you make. Freaking rich people are dirty, and freaking, it's just, it's not, not all, but I'm just saying that sounded dumb. My point is that it doesn't matter how, it's a personal thing, personal hygiene, and cleanliness is next to godliness, and, well, look around. There are a lot of people that were believed more in a higher power. The world would not be the way that it is right now, I assure you that. People are finding out, though. People are finding out. I think it's kind of neat how many young kids are finding astrology, you know. I'm kind of an astrology guide. I'm not professional by any means. I mean, I can get the software, and I can, you know, if I want to get all obsessive about that, sure, no problem, but I would rather learn on how to read it from the constellations of the sky, because I'm one of those that believe that, you know, I always ask my question, well, ever since I was a little kid, because I was always a tenderfoot outside playing, and it's like, what do you do if the power goes out, you know? People are so reliant on things that you plug in. Now, people are getting more examples of having to unplug for whatever reason, floods, or in California, the freaking electric companies just, oh, it's windy, shut the power down. Or not, you know, don't send people out to trim the the branches from the lines. No, that would be too easy. Don't do that. Don't let. What happened to all the linemen? Where are all the linemen out? You know, or why? You know, there's firemen have a lot of downtimes when in the rainy season and stuff. They could help out with that too. Heck, I bet the community would get in on that action in a lot of places. You know, but no, there's all these stupid rules and regulations, and, you know, ordinance and codes and just all this crap that, and people stopped helping because it costs too much. Even the people that get paid to help stop helping. I think about how many people get paid. So many people get paid freaking six figures. People in Congress, you know, all these CEOs, millionaires. And for what? What are they helping? They're helping fill landfills. That's all ego stuff that's getting torn down. And this is all the stuff that the karma's coming back around the next couple months. Man, these eclipses are no freaking joke. And the Pluto Saturn return coming up, was it 21st January? Coming up here pretty quick. If you look back in history, about 500 years ago, and the last time that it came back around, you know, big things happened on the planet that year. Big things. Big things are going to happen on the planet this year. You know, because we have a whole bunch of egos running the world, and I can't remember any time in history where people weren't freaking. I mean, they're just going crazy because it's their psychology is when you have not been told no your whole entire life, that your desires just keep getting bigger and bigger, and they're less reasonable for us balanced people. So the things that people want to do in positions of power are just absurd because they're already doing it. You know, the fact that the military budget is freaking 782 billion when there's only 380 million citizens of the United States. We all could be billionaires, you know, instead of just the freaking 500 people, whatever, running the show in Congress or whatever, you know. But people are figuring it out. It is not the left and right. It is not blue, red. It is not Dems, libs, or whatever you want to call them, freaking whatever. It's a circle of greed, of corruption and greed. And they're all feed each other. They serve each other and not us. And just look back in history at the times, what happened 500 years ago. And the thing of it is I'm going to end up on this, is our spirits live back then too. I'm Native American. You know, my mom's family line has been here since frickin' 1619, and then she's like mostly Spanish. She's like 33% Spanish and then 31% Native American. And so that tells me the Spanish and the Americans came together, and then there she is, you know. And then, so our spirits have incarnated as, you know, time after time again. You know, not always, I'm her daughter in this incarnation, but there's been other incarnations where I was the father. And, you know, everybody that you incarnate with, everybody that you have significant relationships with in your life, you have known all along. As long as your spirit has been active, animated, as long as you have a soul sack, you know, you always come up. That's why people always remind you of the same people. It's because everybody's always the same. Anyway, so where your spirit was and how you've incarnated and the karma that you've collected, you know, even from way back then, now is the time that it's all gonna come to fruition. So, and it's a lot to take, but more and more people are coming to this realization, and for that I'm grateful. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.